Hey, I'm Hannah, and I'm doing the self-critique for critical thinking, and I'm just going to kind of read off the questions and answer them as I go. And so the first question is, are you fair-minded? And I think yes, I am fair-minded because I try to consider all of the areas of which that I'm not judging really, but what I'm going to have to go off of. So I try and dig deeper with each concept that I'm dealing with to try and be fair-minded so I don't lean one way or the other. Are you logical? Yes, I would say I'm logical in several several areas because I try and think logically about the outcomes of each area that it can affect and the information that I'm given. So not to lean more towards one way, but to try and really think logic about every situation that's occurring. Do you often make unfair assumptions? I would say yes, I do make unfair assumptions because if one of my friends was to come to me and say something about another person that's did them wrong or hurt their feelings, I guess you could say, then I'm always going to have that in the back of my mind. So if I hear something else about the same person that did them wrong, then I'm always going to have, oh, she's a negative person or he's did this to her. So I don't think that that's fair or reasoning why he's acting like that. So I would always make unfair assumptions toward that person, which is kind of negative. But do you fact check before accuracy? Do you fact check for accuracy before you share information? No, I typically don't. I'm one of the people that hears something and I just kind of run with it until proven wrong, unless someone tells me something and I'm kind of like, well, that doesn't really sound right, so maybe I do need to research that more, look deeper into that topic to really see if the information is correct. But I won't say anything unless I have confidence in saying it. Do you consider as many points of view as possible before coming to a conclusion? Yes, I try and consider all the points, negative and positive, dealing with whatever the conclusion is, because if you don't look at both sides of that topic or whatever y'all are talking about or going on, then how do you know that the outcome is really going to be the correct outcome if you're not considering both sides? So I try to actually dig into that before just jumping to a conclusion and saying this is it or this is that. Do you consider consequences and implications before you act? Yes, I do. For example, if I'd been drinking the night before, or the night before, if I'd been drinking the night of, I'm not going to drink and drive because there's consequences to that. You could go to jail, you could kill yourself, you could kill somebody in act. So it's just like one of those things that you need to consider all of your consequences because you never know who can get hurt, so it's best just to consider everything. In what ways are you intellectually humble, courageous, empathetic, the rest of those? I would use work as an example. I work at an after-school program / daycare, and so it really humbles you as a person because you have these kids that come in from awful home lives or have been abused or been through this and that. And so it really humbles you because you grew up in a totally different, not really, you grew up in a different household. So you weren't faced with those obstacles like you were blessed with a great home life. So that really humbles you. Ways that I'm courageous within work are you have kids that come in, like I said, and are abused and stuff, so you really it really takes a lot of courage to go forth and tell others about that situation, but you want to help better their future and better their home life. Have integrity or confidence in reasoning. At work, I'm a site director, so I deal with like the workers and stuff, and so if they come with you having issues within their partner or just their work facility, something negative is going on, they come to you in confidence. So it's up to you to tell our boss that this is going on, this needs to be fixed, without telling others and them having confidence in you not to tell others, and just to kind of nip it before it gets started. Some of my strengths and weaknesses is I tend to give and give and give to people, which can also be weakness. And I give without asking anything in return because that's just how I was raised. You just do what's best for you and what's best for others. And so people might take advantage of that. And so different ways that I can improve that is just to kind of side note in my head that, oh, this person did you wrong, so you really need to take a step back or remove yourself from the situation. But if they need you, you're willing to help, but just don't think that you're going to get anything in return. So just to try and work on myself and bettering myself, and hopefully that will better others around me. And so those are just some of the things that on my self-critique I have a lot to work on, and those just being some of them. So thank you.